Hey friends, I want to introduce to you a good friend of mine, Jeff Como. He is on staff with Revel. He lives here at the ranch, and I have gotten to know him over the last 2 years. And there are very few men I respect as much as Jeff. I have seen him do the work, do the deep dive into this next season of his life. He's a little bit ahead of me in life, and it's been incredible the example he's been to me in going after the deep, dark places, the young places. When he's so talented, so gifted, he could just ride that out, but he's chosen to do the deep dive, and especially on identity. And identity can be so elusive to me. Obviously, it's one of the pillars of any retreat you've ever been to at Revel. And it's also really, really hard to live and walk that out, as you've probably found out. Maybe I'm just talking for myself and none of you, but I bet identity is really hard to keep in front of you and grow into. And we need fathering, we need leadership, we need help and counsel. And Jeff has started something in these identity groups that is incredible to be able to lead and walk you through this. And so I would love for Jeff to tell us a little bit about this. And I just want you to know that I can't think of much more that would be more important to spend your money and your time to take a serious look at your resources and going after this. So Jeff, what gets you excited about this? And tell us a little bit more about what this looks like.
Sure. One of the things, being at retreats, I noticed how the identity statement is so central and so pivotal in naming what God's up to in our lives. And so we leave a retreat with an identity statement, and it's like almost these wishful words, like, I hope this can become true. And there's a genuine connection with our identity statement as we read it almost, well, really for the first time at the end of the retreat in front of everybody. And there's meaning and significance in it. But as I looked at my own journey, and I sensed even God's heart for us was, how do we go from connection with, like, these identity statement is like wishful words, to integration, where I actually live into who God says I am. And so what God's put on my heart when we put together something called identity groups, and the purpose of it is to go from connection to integration. Integration, it means whole. And this is really a key aspect of the wholehearted journey. For us to be wholehearted, there needs to be integration. And yet it doesn't happen by accident. There's intentionality in it. So we're keying in on taking the identity statement, whether your statement is 3 years old or 3 weeks old. How do we go from connecting with it to actually integrating it so it becomes who I am and it affects how I live on a daily basis? So that means going kind of from the shallows of connection to the depths of integration. And an identity group helps do that. So I'll explain then the basic format. Over 3 months, we meet 9 times on a video call for 33 minutes. And what happens is, prior to the call, you get a guide sheet. And it's just 2 pages, double-sided page, that gives you a key principle or two for what it looks like for us to go from connection to integration with our identity. And then there's application activities. So you'll work on those during the week, and then we'll talk about them in our group. To end the group, we talk about the next week's guide sheet. Here's the key principles. Here's your activities to apply it, to live it out. So you end an identity group with 9 of these guide sheets you take with you. They have these principles, these tools for living into it, because we're doing it for the rest of our lives. So it lasts for 3 months. You have support, accountability, place to process, but then you can take those and keep living it out beyond an identity group. So if you have interest in that, or you have questions, to get more information, all you have to do is email me. It's jeff@liveintegris.com. It's also on this email, that email address. I'll be glad to send you some more information about the cost, the timing. We're looking to start identity groups the beginning of July. So it's the first week of July, we'll start identity groups. So here in June, we're going to be setting them up. You'll be getting some information, and it's your chance to jump on in, and I hope to hear from you.
Thanks, Jeff.